Here we go again. You ready? All right, well, the game in the intro this time, so we're going to go ahead to the next subject. Don't ask me no questions, no arguments, no grief. But anyway, so what I was saying in the previous half was that in black culture, we had this shit where we think it's cool to be ungrateful. Basically, that we shouldn't appreciate people and their talent. And I think one person, for the most part, if he's keeping it in stack, that's always been underappreciated, if he's being honest about it, is Drake. And before Drake, we had Hove. I think Hove was probably one of the more or the most hated artists, and he was hated mostly for his success. Or not even that. I mean, like, I don't think we ever seen anything like it. And part of the reason why it was cool to hate on Hove was because of the grimy dudes and because of the Nas's of the world. Because it was a whole double standard between Nas and Jay. If Nas gives you a record that's kind of a whack record and it's not really enjoyable and whatnot, you'll maybe find a way to tell me that it's creative. You'll find a way to tell me that it's artistic. You want to find a way to tell me that I ain't up on this. Crazy, super duper double standard. I don't like it. And but anyway, listen. People will judge what you do based on how they feel about you, and it just is what it is. But doesn't make it right. So what I'm going to do is bring up this story I came across with the Joe Budden podcast, and they made an interesting point, or they were talking about a very interesting thing, and it was about how much is Drake's catalog actually worth. So Joe Budden says he said talks with former Apple Music executive Larry Jackson, telling him Drake's catalog is worth more than the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s music combined.
It all on them. It was a marriage.
They met
absolutely a marriage.
It was the perfect marriage, a marriage that we might not see. Listen, Larry Jackson sat there in LA and told me that, and I don't know if I believe it, but he said it, that Drake catalog
I saw that.
is worth more than the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s combined.
All artists during those decades?
Yes. That's what he said.
Yes.
If there's somebody halfway.
Yeah, I'm not putting it all on them. It was a marriage.
That would know. I would think it's him. I didn't fact check it because above my pay grade.
Right.
But if that's true,
wow,
buddy, go in that corner.
That's a hell of That's a hell of a negotiation.
Go in that corner. Go get your boss. Get your boss's boss. Get queen, whoever you gotta go get the
Charles.
whole. What's that bank? Get the World Commerce Bank. What's the bank that run all the shit? The National. What's the bank? The
World Bank.
The Reserve. The World Bank. Go. That would know. I would think it's him to the World Bank. Tell them.
Call a cartel. Whoever got the money.
You got to get them too.
Gotta
What I realized in this moment was that everything I realized that Joe understands content. He understands content, right? And he understands how to make a moment. And to a certain degree, you got to kind of get that when it comes to content. If you want to create content, you have to kind of understand how to control the energy, how to bring the vibes, how to make something interesting. I mean, and a part of it is recognizing when a moment is there. And a lot of times what's going to involve is a strong opinion or taking a strong stance on something or having a strong, which mostly means having a strong critique. Having a strong critique maybe of something that other people may not be as critical of. You know what I mean? Because when you hear that, it grabs your attention. It's like, whoa. Why don't you like that? I mean, so, but you see right here, it's a whole different tone and a whole different acknowledgement. But if he's telling the story of Drake suing UMG, it's more interesting. It's better content to talk about it from the standpoint of you being a bitch ass nigga, and you don't know how to take a L the way that you're meant to. Because for the most part, people listen. the black community loves to see black men take L's. Matter of fact, we feel as though it should happen. Like it's supposed to happen. Like we don't like seeing niggas win too much. You know what I mean?
Have the cartel meet you at the World Bank. Let them know that I am perturbed. I'm getting a headache. I'm migraine.
So I'm getting a headache. It's a migraine even.
Big migraine. I'm tired of even dealing with this. And y'all got this Not Like Us record going.
That's why they did it.
Get your ass.
That's why they did it. That's why they did it, bro.
I to the World Bank. Tell them.
Call a cartel. Whoever got the money.
You got to get them too.
Gotta
have the cartel meet you at the World Bank. Let them know that I am perturbed. I'm getting. Even dealing with this. And y'all got this Not Like Us record going.
That's why they did it.
Get your ass.
That's why they did it. That's why they did it, bro.
To the World Bank.
So with that clip right there, everyone can kind of admit, that makes a lot of sense for the record label to be pushing a record that kind of messes with your reputation and your whole public persona and whatnot, and potentially your stock in general. Which is plain as day. That makes perfect sense. People are negotiating. Yes, this is probably could be $1 billion deal. Of course, they're trying to drive Drake's price down. Of course, what? Y'all don't know what like you don't know the contract negotiation it is. You know how serious millions of dollars is. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Just for the sake of pushing how can I say nigga ideals or nigga ideologies on the rest of the world. Because basically what y'all saying is let the little black boy win, let the underdog win, let the person who don't deserve to get something win. Because that's what that shit is. Because I'm like, fam, if y'all was hard on K-Dot, he'd have gave y'all a better album. I'm like, fam, the fact that you had the balls to come with all that West Coast music, it's freaking crazy. He's never done this. And I'm like, yo, I never thought about it until Angry Man made that point about niggas like K-Dot because he didn't sound like other West Coast artists. And what does that say about West Coast music? If niggas like you because you don't sound like other West Coast artists. Crazy work. Party time. Excellent.
Tell them.
Call a cartel.
That's all I don't want to be the. Go ahead.
Shorty. You keep saying go to the corner, go to the corner. What advance it? So they come back, yo, we not doing nothing else, dog. This is our offer.
I'm going to Warner.
But you can't leave. How are you leaving is my point.
I'm going to leave.
He going to find a way.
I'm going to wait. Slow down. I'm going to leave. Boy, unless you got some tea.
No.
He going to leave. He going to leave. He going to leave. I got enough money.
I'm going to leave.
To fight it?
Yeah, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I got enough money where I could show the.
If you tell me, listen,
that's all
I don't want to be the. Go ahead.
Shorty. You keep saying go to the corner, go to the corner. What advance it? So they come back.
Nothing is shaking. I'm gonna find a way to leave, and I bet you he has a way to leave.
And I people are saying these suits is to get him a way to leave.
True. Well, that's part of the way to leave.
Dog, they said
you heard what? What you heard? You been on the phone since the last part. What you heard?
No, I'm just saying. I heard that he was giving them a fuck you. I heard the album art, all of that shit was a fuck you to them. Oh yeah, my son did it.
Yo, I didn't know that until like recently. He took a draw this Sunday that made him. I was wondering what that was about. I mean, like, I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought it was like art. I said, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right.
I heard he was really purposely like, yo, it is what it is with you niggas.
That nigga got albums in the tuck.
And nothing is shaking. I'm gonna find a way to leave, and I bet you he has a way to leave.
And I
People
bet
are saying these suits is to get him a way to leave.
True.
Oh, that's part of the way to leave.
And
All of that, and I'm not giving you no heat. I'm gonna drive your number down just to show you. Like you said, again, we tie it back.
Where's Warner's stock at right now?
Look, while he looked that up, we tie it back to, like we said, certified
like
lover boy.
22.
Because they
Everything's
did
been
all
made.
right.
We said everything's been
OG
made
is
since then.
22.
So that intentionally, your stock is down. I'm proving to you that, hey, if I ain't delivering, your number going down.
We said certified lover boy outside of the timestamp.
All of that, and I'm not giving you no heat. I'm gonna drive your number down.
Was throwaways. It could have legitimately been throwaways.
On purpose.
Listen, I think it been mid for.
I'm giving you niggas an album, y'all. I need to give
You
y'all an
said
album.
you want an album?
Here
All
go
right,
one.
Here go album. You're not getting the heat.
That would also explain the decline in lyricism.
It will explain everything.
Mm-hmm. People keep saying, "Oh, he want to appeal to everybody." I don't know.
It would explain it all. Like, yo, nigga, no, y'all not getting none of this.
Was throwaways. It could have legitimately been throwaways.
On purpose.
Listen, I think it been mid for.
I'm giving.
I'll mail all this shit in.
I think that everybody would be, or I think Warner. I think I think all of them have a vested interest in not allowing this guy to do what he's trying to do.
See, I think that's what's taking so long.
I think they all
there's
are on the same
there's too many
team in
parties.
that.
There's too many parties that have a vested interest and will be heavily affected
Mhm.
if I turn around, if I leave. So it's going to take a while for y'all to go in the corner and
I'll mail all this shit in.
I think that everybody would be, or I think Warner. I think I think all of them have a vested interest in not allowing this guy to do what he's trying to do.
see. I think that's what's taking so long.
I think they all
there's
are on the
there's
same
too many
team in
parties.
that.
There's too many parties that have a vested interest and will be heavily affected
Mhm.
if I turn around, if I leave.
So, I think he may be referring to. I've only heard about this. Though I mean, I'm not really sure if this is 100% true. But basically, that Drake has been acquiring a lot of intellectual property, and he's been kind of positioning himself to be the one of the next big like music execs in the industry.
So it's going to take a while for y'all to go in the corner and
I'll mail all this shit in.
I think that everybody would be, or I think Warner. I think I think all of them have a vested interest.
talk. And some people may no seriously, and some people may need convincing. There may need to be a lunch that happens within the lunch. I'm so for real, yo.
A lunch within a lunch is crazy.
I'm not playing.
the company that
I've been there on a smaller scale. Hey, go to the deli.
the company.
Talking. Some people may no seriously, and some people may need convincing. They may.
So anyway, I just wanted to show this and whatnot, mostly to keep reiterating something I heard attorney Dennis Sperling say: Black men have always been a prize, especially in the Western world. And for all you men out there watching, in particular Black men, this is just one man. This one man is worth all of this because he put his mind to it, right? And I'm gonna keep harkening back to an episode I watched with Angry Man. He talked about how he had a cousin that was biracial, and he thought about how his cousin went on to become very successful. He's always thought about how differently his mother interacted with him growing up, and his mother was more respectful. She was more kind. She was more gentle with him, right? And that young man went on to do great things, right? And it always stood out to him. And what it was about for Angry Man was that he noticed that, this is how white mothers deal with their kids, okay? Or most of the time deal with their kids. And he went into how you stifle someone's creativity and their development by telling them what they can and can't be, what they can and can't do, and why you shouldn't do that, because you may stop someone from becoming who they need to become. You know what I'm saying? Or who they could become. Because it's because Drake had that upbringing that he was able to bring the world all this great music and put so many people on. including Kendrick. Because if Drake wasn't raised how he was raised, he wouldn't have been able to help Kendrick. Black men have always been, and will always be the prize. In your own respect, out there, whatever it is you do, you will always be rewarded for hard work. Always. You want to have a good life, do good things. You understand? But anyway, thought it was a really interesting video. Just in terms of, I had no idea that Drake's catalog could even be worth that much, but it makes everything make that much more sense, right? And which I always understood what it was, but again, what was always disturbing was the willingness from Black people to buy into this idea that Black men are supposed to lay down and die. Black men are supposed to just lay down and say, all right, I lost and be conquered. Nah, nigga. It's weird, nigga. How you tell someone that you should allow yourself to be conquered? Like you should just admit you lost and go away. What the fuck are you talking about? That's loser talk. You know what I'm saying? That's loser talk. I'm like, no one, like in no sport, no game, no field in the world do you tell someone, well, if you have a loss, you should go away because I think you lost that. What? Niggas are weird, man. I wouldn't even say the music has been made to a certain degree. It's been kind of, I ain't gonna lie. Look, I liked what he did with 21 Savage. Actually, I really did. But to a certain degree, it kind of felt like the interim between like a really big album or some really great songs. You know what I mean? And on the records that he dropped over the summertime, he really showed like, yo, bro, like y'all can't fuck with me when it comes to like putting these hits together, bro. Like Esso, because they were all just low key hits. You know what I mean? Just low key like hit. You know what I mean? Like I can't really say I love No Face or I love Circadian Rhythm like that. But for the moment, and then again, but I was able to hit that shit so many times. Like I think I just kind of got tired of No Face. You know what I mean? But I know it ain't the greatest record in the world, but as far as his understanding of the science of putting songs together, nah, bro. Y'all can't fuck. Y'all can't fuck with it. All right, man. We're gonna do a brief reaction to Love at the Lockup. This right here is the big girl. Where's she at?